In the meantime, civil society organization Center for Social and Economic Rights has condemned in the strongest terms the horrifying killing of about 8 security operatives comprising soldiers and policemen in Imo State, southeast region of Nigeria. The civil society organization also called on the civil populace to recognize that security is everybody's business by ensuring that they perform civic responsibility of being the ears and eyes of the security agencies in collaboration for a safe, peaceful and secured environment and community. This morning, joining me live is Nelson Ekujumi, who is the Executive Director of Center for Social and Economic Rights. Nelson, it's nice to have you on the news.
For having me. Good morning.
Now, it appears the activities of men of the underworld in the eastern part of Nigeria remain a major cause for concern with the recent barbaric killing of about 8 security operatives in Imo State. Now, I'd like you to just take us through the situation in that country and why we have issues like this spring up in that part of the country.
Well, first and foremost, I must commiserate with the security agencies, with the President and Commander-in-Chief, as well as the Nigerian people, over the gruesome killing of these patriots by terrorists. It's sad that we are at this junction today, and it's due to the fact that people have continuously played politics with human lives. You recognize that this crisis in the Southeast started in 2015 when the ruling party lost power. Then the leader of the, proscribed terrorist group, Nnamdi Kanu, declared, a Biafra republic. And sadly, a lot of propaganda, lies, misinformation, falsehood, rented the airwaves, and such that, people believed those stories because the people were ignorant. They didn't know that they were being taken for a ride, for political capital by interests that does not align with their collective interest. And here we are, 8 years down the ladder. Since 2015, the Southeast has not known peace. And, unfortunately also, the people are complicit because when this so-called, when these terrorists came on board and claimed to be, and were masquerading as fighting for the freedom of the people bought into it and they were celebrating it. But here today, like we say, he who rides on the back of a tiger might eventually end up inside the tiger. So the people themselves are complicit in what we are seeing in the Southeast. And that is why we always make allusion to what happened there in the Southwest when a replica of a Nnamdi Kanu wanted to rear its ugly head in in a character called Sunday Igboho, who, until he took up his residency in Benin Republic, wanted to claim that he was going to fight for the liberation of the Yoruba man. And a lot of us came out and said, no, wait a minute. Sunday Igboho is incapable, is unfit, is not qualified to lead the Yoruba people in any cause. This is a person that cannot even write down his name called Sunday Igboho. And you can imagine that lots of Yoruba people who are very educated, who are very enlightened, who are very cultured, who are very mannered, and you expect somebody that cannot decipher his right from his left to come and masquerade that he wants to liberate me from the Nigerian state. And we all said no, and we collaborated with the Nigerian state, and we ensured that we drove him out of the country, and he had to flee until he was arrested in Benin Republic, and is there answering for whatever be the infraction of the law that he has been alleged of. So the people of the Southeast, like I always tell them,
Nelson, of course, we understand that the issue of insecurity does not really have to do with a particular region or person because it cuts across continents, countries, people, as it were. So if we are going to deal with the issue of insecurity in Nigeria and not have our personnel being killed and not have lives and properties also being destroyed, what do you think the Nigerian government can do to ensure that it beefs up its security architecture to achieve that?
The issue of insecurity is a global phenomenon. That is one fact we cannot run away from. But insecurity has several faces. The insecurity in the Southeast is being perpetrated by people who claimed who are masquerading that they are fighting for the interests of the people of the Southeast, for which they are not. And that is why some of us have called it beer fraud. It is a fraud. We have kidnappings, we have ritual killing, we have banditry, we have cultism. These are crimes everywhere. But this particular area of crime in the Southeast is one that calls for the collaboration of the people with the government and the security agencies. And anywhere in the world, like we have stated in our press statement, security is everybody's business. If you are happy that they are killing security agencies, then you must be rest assured. By the time there's no more security agency around for them to kill, they will vent it on you. That is why whenever you see evil of any shape, there's no smaller or bigger evil. Evil is evil. Speak out. Inform the agencies, let them do their job. Like we have said, the security agencies are not spirits. They are not angels. Unless you give them information, they don't know. They are human beings like you and I. They work on information from community people. So we are asking that as much as we are calling on the security agencies, to remain focused, not to be deterred, we must also call on our people to also play their parts. Because if the security agents are safe, then you that they are supposed to protect will also be safe. But if you endanger their lives, your life also is under threat. That is a fact of life. So we must call on our people at every point in time, at any level they are, to ensure that they seek the peace, the prosperity, and the safety of the environment.
Now, Nelson, in terms of changing the approach to tackling insecurity in the country, would you say this puts paid to the clamor or the call for regional policing or state police in different parts of the states in the country? Because, of course, we know that the security arm has been stretched due to insurgency, vandalism, killings, kidnappings, herders, farmers clashes, and all these issues that we have going on in the country. If you have state police in all these states, do you think it will help beef up the securing of the lives and properties of people in all these states?
Oh, that is an overstatement. In fact, I'm one of the advocates for even local government police, even street police. I will even advocate for it. Don't forget, the people are the ones, like we say, life has no duplicate. So the people are the ones who know their terrain better. They are the ones who can give information about their environment. They are the ones who can say, oh, I've not seen this place before in this environment. What are this group of people looking for? And they quickly inform maybe the CDA. So I'm an advocate of security at whatever, at the minutest level, to the smallest level of our civic engagement as the people, which is the CDA. I'm an advocate of police even at that level. Because our society today is not a society of the past, where everybody was everybody's police, where whatever happens in the next compound to mine is my business. But we live in a society today that even in the compound I'm living, whatever happens in the next door is none of my business. And that is why we're in this crisis. The home has failed. So I'm an advocate that we need to ensure that we decentralize the police, so that we have state police, we have local government police. If it is possible, we should have CDA police, community police at
Thank you. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you so much, Nelson. Thank you so much for talking to us. Looking at other stories now.